Welcome back. Now over to Stephen Donkers with your 5-day weather forecast.
If the snow and cold weather has kept you inside, do what I'm going to do this weekend and get outside because it's going to start feeling a lot like spring. But let's start with today's weather. Today will be cloudy with a mix of rain and flurries and a high of +2 and a low of -2. Tomorrow is looking good with mostly sun and a high of +4 and a low of -2. Saturday looks delightful with sun all day and a high of +5 and then dipping to a low of -1. Sunday is a warm +8 with cloudy periods and showers and a low of +1. For Monday, expect sun and a little rain with a high of +5 and a low of 0 degrees. That's your 5-day weather forecast. I'm Stephen Donkers, sending it back to the newsroom.
Thanks, Steve. Canada's correctional investigator has tabled a report in the House of Commons today that shows the number of Aboriginal people in prison has increased by 50% in the past decade. While only 4% of Canada's population is Aboriginal, they make up 23% of the federal prison population. In some Western prisons, they make up more than 65% of the inmate population. The NDP say program funding should be increased in the next federal budget to deter reoffending, and National Inuit leader Terry Alda called the report a wake-up call.
Industry Minister Christian Paradis says the Harper government wants to open up the wireless market to more players. He announced this morning that the federal government will hold its long-awaited wireless spectrum auction this November. The auction aims to have at least 4 wireless service providers in every region of the country. This could lead to lower consumer prices by increasing competition. The announcement follows earlier steps to help smaller wireless providers enter the market by getting rid of foreign investment restrictions.
A proposal to protect polar bears has been rejected at an international conference in Bangkok, leaving animal welfare groups from Canada and around the world disappointed. The proposal was voted down by delegates to the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species. Representatives of the U.S. and Russia supported placing polar bear hides, heads, or other parts in the same category as elephant ivory, forbidding their cross-border sale, but Canada, the EU, and Norway opposed the move.
The UN Security Council has approved sanctions today against North Korea. The announcement came just hours after North Korea vowed to launch a possible nuclear strike against the U.S. The strict sanctions target North Korea's banking, travel, and trade. UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon says they are sending the message that the international community will not tolerate North Korea's pursuit of nuclear weapons. Earlier today, a spokesman for Pyongyang's foreign minister says they will exercise their right to attack because Washington is pushing to start a nuclear war against North Korea.
And now with your sports news, here's Mark Mullen.
Well, folks, Humber women's volleyball team start their search for national gold tonight in Alberta. The 21-0 Hawks are seeded 3rd and will take on the 6th-seeded host team, the Lakeland Rustlers, in the quarterfinal game. The women completed a perfect season and playoff run, capturing their 6th consecutive OCAA title. The provincial title is also Humber's 7th in the last 8 years. The Hawks are led by OCAA Player of the Year and All-Canadian middle Kelly Nyhoff, who also won the league's scoring title with an average of 5 points per set. First serve is at 10. The Leafs are heading to Boston tonight to face off against the Bruins. The Leafs are coming off a 5-4 win over the Senators, and the physical presence of Leafs fourth liner Fraser McLaren set the tone early.
Obviously, I was just, we had a flat start last game. I was just trying to get us going early, and I asked him, and he said no, and so I thought we weren't going to go, and then he ended up dropping the stuff to the puck drop. So, he's a big guy, and he actually gave me a few good ones early there, and it's just lucky punch, and those happen sometimes.
Leafs forward Phil Kessel was able to bury one, but still only has 6 goals in 24 games. In his career against Boston, Kessel only has 3 goals, 6 assists, and is a dismal -18 in 19 games played. Puck drop is at 7. Other teams in action tonight. A couple divisional games. The Battle of New York is on the docket with the Islanders hosting the Rangers. The Philadelphia Flyers will host those state rivals, the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Canucks head to Columbus to take on the Blue Jackets. And the defending champs, the Los Angeles Kings, host the Dallas Stars. Only 2 games scheduled for tonight in the NBA. The New York Knicks, who are coming off a 10-point win over the Pistons last night, will host the Oklahoma City Thunder. And the LA Clippers, who are rolling off last night's win over the Bucks, are heading to Denver to hoop it up with the Nuggets. In spring training, the Jays are playing Baltimore today in a rematch of Tuesday's game. The Jays are coming off a 4-1 loss to the Detroit Tigers and are looking to bounce back. Tuesday's game against the Orioles ended in a 6-6 tie after 10 innings. The Jays are led by shortstop Jose Reyes, who has 1 home run and 9 hits in 14 at-bats. That's it for sports. Now back to the newsroom.
And that's all for Humber News for today. Thanks for joining us. I'm Julia Frazina.
And I'm Kelly Snyder. Humber News is written and produced by journalism students at the North Campus. You can also catch us on YouTube. We leave you now with a 1993 recording of Stomping Tom, performing his song, Canada Day, Up Canada Way.
On the first day of July, and we're shouting hooray, up Canada Way, when the maple leaf flies high. When silver jets from east to west go streaming through our sky. We're Canadians and we're born again on the first day